Okay, so Kurt Lewin on Twitter asked us, what are your top 5 films of the year so far? So me and Nick have compiled a very brief sort of list of our top 5 films released so far this year. We'll just bang that quickly. Nick, what's your number 5?
Okay, number 5, it's a bit of a cheat really. It was more kind of the whole experience of watching this film this year. So earlier in the year I was invited to a screening of Top Gun in 3D.
Oh.
It was at the Dolby screening rooms. We went there, and basically it was a free bar. We had a load of beers, and then they basically just had a tiller girl coming in throughout the performance, just making sure everybody was drinking Budweiser. And I mean, people were just shouting out lines from the film. I hadn't seen the film in 20 years, and I frankly was stunned about how homoerotic the whole thing was. I mean, there were scenes in my mind that I knew, you know, the volleyball sequence, obviously, but no, I mean, it really is the film that keeps on giving, and I laughed a hell of a lot, drank a lot of beer. It was great. So
why haven't they released that in cinemas?
I think it's going to get a theatrical release. I don't know what the hold up is because that was quite early on in the year. But the guy who organised it, he said, "Oh no, we got hold of the print first, but it's going to be happening."
Okay. I've never seen Top Gun.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
there must be something we compare it with.
Yeah, we'll pair it with
maybe Top Gun and Days of Thunder.
Yeah, I suppose so. I was trying to think of something.
That's why I've never seen Days of Thunder. I've never seen Days of Thunder.
I have seen Days of Thunder, weirdly enough. Okay, that's the one. Right, that's an episode coming soon. Okay, my number 5 is Nobody Speak, the documentary that's, I think it's a Netflix documentary. Well, I know it's a Netflix documentary. Really balanced, really necessary film about how the Hulk Hogan Gorka trial has changed the world, essentially. It's really gripping, really succinct. It could have been a sort of tub-thumping call to arms that could have been sort of a bit jarring, but it's really, really well made, really gripping. Yeah, kind of necessary. I think it's worth seeing, definitely, especially if you've got Netflix. Whack it on.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
really great documentary, very important. More people that see it, the better.
Yeah, I agree.
So my number 4 is Trainspotting 2.
Wow, okay.
Not a perfect film by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know, it was quite a strong experience. I left the cinema feeling quite sad, quite down, quite kind of melancholic about myself getting older.
Yeah.
It has got some fantastic sequences in it, and the soundtrack is fucking end-to-end gold. I mean, just seeing those guys back together on screen was a treat. Certain moments like Begbie and Renton finally finally seeing each other in the over the toilets is done fantastically well, and it has got one of my favourite end sequences I've seen in the film this year. So T2 had to make the list.
It wasn't on my list. I mean, I go endlessly hot and cold on that film. There's things about it I love, and there's things about it I fucking hate.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Raging Spud
why?
is an abomination.
The fact that there's 40 plus minutes of scenes that were deleted and Raging Spud still made the cut, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
And also I was very unkeen on Begbie James, this kind of Terminator character.
Yeah, and there's scenes that I don't know. It's a film to be discussed, and I'm glad I saw it, but I don't know. It's a film I love and hate at the same time. Okay, my number 4 is Get Out, the Jordan Peele horror film. Just a fantastically full of surprises and so satisfying. It's one of those films that has twists that are so beautifully earned, where you think there's no way for this, and then when there's a twist, you're like, it's perfect. There were moments where I thought this is going to be heavy-handed or it's going to be a bit too, and it isn't. It sort of works out all of the issues I had with it over the course of the film. It's such a fucking brilliant piece of entertainment. And there's so much more to discuss there as well. But just a fucking great film. Get Out, get hold of it. I think it's on is it on Blu-ray now? I think
it's on general. You can get it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, Get Out is a fantastic piece of entertainment.
Yeah, I really want to get around to seeing that. My number 3 is Sing Street from 2016. It's basically about a bunch of school kids in an inner city part of Dublin who start a new romantics band in the 80s, and they film this music video, and it's honestly, I mean, I laughed out loud at this music video. It's brilliant. It's just a film peppered with like real characters, real sentiment, funny, great music, and just a completely enjoyable film end to end. Brilliant.
I keep hearing that title, but I've never. Is it a Netflix film?
No.
Okay, it's just on Netflix.
It's just on Netflix now.
Okay, I'll try and keep an eye out. I've heard good things. Okay, my number 3 is Dunkirk, the Christopher Nolan film. An unbelievably brutal, completely bereft of cliches film that I just completely and utterly blew me away. I've seen it twice. I'm really interested to see where this film's going to go, because I don't know what the small screen's going to do to it. It seems like a film that's almost wouldn't work on a small screen. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that. It just does a wonderful job, by presenting war essentially as this force of nature, this natural disaster. It just makes it to seem so much more arbitrary and just affecting than any war film I can think of. There is a little bit of Michael Bay about Christopher Nolan. Michael Bay cuts his films ridiculously fast, and he chaos on screen, and it's kind of overpowering. And I feel like Nolan's use of sound is thuggish, and there are moments in Dunkirk where the music is not far away from this fucking shower music, Bernard Herrmann's score for Psycho, and I'm just like, fuck, this is so... he's such a manipulator, and I don't think he's ever called out for that. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's weird how he's respected as an artist first, and he's not really given... acknowledged as that kind of filmmaker. But yeah, a tremendous achievement, and a film that just has to be seen on the biggest possible screen. I saw it on 70mm IMAX and it was amazing.
Well, I'm going to come to Dunkirk.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Dunkirk comes up later. Later in my list. Number 2 is Baby Driver. You just strap yourself in. He strapped himself into the car in that amazing beginning sequence, and you are just on a fucking ride.
Yeah.
It is just a fantastic piece of filmmaking. It's just so great to see Edgar Wright, who back in the day was doing Spaced. He's now got a cast at his disposal who are Hollywood kind of cream of the crop. He gets fantastic performances out of them. It's a great soundtrack. A soundtrack that isn't obvious as well. Yeah. I love how he's picked the tracks in that soundtrack. His lead actor, whose name escapes me right now, sorry, but he is brilliant. Other actors, he could have come off as a bit try-hard, a bit annoying, but he's got the absolute right balance of sort of good-looking, charming, and genuine. Yeah. It's a white-knuckle ride of a film. It's got some amazing car scene work. The editing is absolutely masterful. It was reminding me of it reminded me a bit of Wes Anderson. It reminded me a bit of Guy Ritchie. It reminded me a bit of all these other directors. But he is just on fucking fire, and I cannot wait to see his next film. Yeah. It's fantastic. Go and see it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, Baby Driver is my number 2 as well. It could have been my number 1. I haven't seen a film theatrically 4 times since probably Inception, I think, but I've seen Baby Driver 4 times, and even the last time I saw it, I thought I could probably see that again.
It's so entertaining.
It is ridiculously entertaining. I think that's what it is. I love the sort of garish cartoon visuals. I love this. It's just pure escapism, pure entertainment.
But meticulously crafted.
Made with love, made with vision, and I love almost everything about it. The more times I've seen it, the more flimsy the sort of romance has gotten, which is probably inevitable, but it is a kind of male fantasy. I just think it's so entertaining. It's actually absurd. I've taken 4 different groups of friends to see it. It's gone down the storm every time. It's just great, and if you can see it on a big screen, do that pronto.
So my number 1 is Dunkirk. Okay. I've just come out of the cinema. I've seen Dunkirk, and I can't remember the last time I left the cinema and was just completely and utterly speechless. Yeah. He has crafted a war movie that is utterly stark, utterly compelling, and utterly uncompromising. Yeah. There's not really a reference point of what you can compare it to. It's war as much as you can paint it on a big screen with sound and a canvas. It is unflinching. This is not a war movie that lingers on gore and lingers on personal backstories. It's just about the fucking sheer unrelenting force of war, and it is a fantastic piece of work. I will be watching it again. I will be going to the IMAX and seeing it.
Got it.
But it couldn't be any other film than that after just coming out of it.
And when I walked out, I was just like, I can't believe. My hand was literally trembling when I left the first time after seeing it at the IMAX, and I just thought, I can't believe that film's a fucking 12. It's what he achieved, and it was completely bloodless as well. Yeah. But that's why it's so. There's one amazing shot where a bunch of soldiers get decimated by bomb, and they're just not there anymore. There's not fucking people. Yeah. It's not like a Spielberg film where someone's going, Mama.
Someone's carrying their leg across the screen.
It's just he has. People talk about how Nolan's always exploring time, and that's very true. But there's so much dreamlike aspects to that film as well that I just thought made it all the more effective.
And the sound design, the score by Zimmer has to have special. Because it is amazing. It's its own fucking character on screen. The sound.
It's so overpowering. There were moments where I thought, okay, this is a bit much.
And also the silence. There's silences as well. This beautiful aerial photography of
the stuff in the places on an IMAX screen. Seeing that footage, you just think, I can't believe that exists. He's basically shot a film on a dead format on 70mm celluloid, and just some of the stuff you can see. If you have, I mean, you have to go and see that film on an IMAX screen. It's that simple. But yeah, my number one is not technically a film. And it didn't take. I mean, it was first shown here this year, I'm pretty sure, and it was originally shown on ESPN, but it won the Oscar for best documentary. So I'm going to class it as a film like they did. It's O.J. Simpson Made in America. An unbelievably accomplished film, so sprawling and yet so unbelievably direct in its targets. It covers so much ground, and it's, you know, the title's so apt because it's not just about O.J. Simpson. It is about America. It is a film about America now, and it's a film about America over the course of decades. I've recommended this film to so many people, and when they're not confusing it for the John Travolta, Cuba Gooding Jr. thing, they're just going, "Oh yeah, I'll catch it." This is like the best film that Martin Scorsese ever made, but it's real. And it even has a final chapter that descends into black, absurd comedy. It is an unbelievably accomplished film. It's one of the best documentaries ever made. I cannot... it blew me away. It periodically comes up on the BBC iPlayer. They keep getting the rights to it and then it gets taken down and stuff. So you couldn't make it up. I mean, it's amazing. It's an amazing film. Check it out. That's my number one.
Wicked. Yeah, it's basically the amount of times I saved it to my library and our iPlayer, and then fucking gone to watch it, it's gone.
Yeah. It's an amazing film. Amazing. But yeah, that's our top fives of 2017 thus far.
Charles?